Hey guys, Thatnub here. Yesterday, the wife in one of her forums saw this link to a press release that the city that I live in, or on the outskirts of, Port Orchard, had a Port Orchard Citizens Preparedness Seminar. And it was basically an hour-long thing with our local Department of Emergency Management. Her name was Susan May. And also there was our mayor, I believe his name is Tim Mathis, and he's the mayor of Port Orchard. Now they were nice enough to let me videotape the seminar, but it turned out to be just basic prepper kind of stuff. What to do in the case of an earthquake. You should have food and water stored up at your house for about a week or so. What to do when emergency services can't get to you. This is all stuff that we all know. So I'm not going to show you that, but what I am going to show you is about 15 minutes of the Q&A after the seminar, where I got to ask our mayor some questions that I've wanted to ask government already. So I was there and I asked the man, and this is what happened from that.
Peace of mind, it always, to me, it's a peace of mind issue too. If you are prepared and you know what you should do, you're a lot more relaxed. You're relaxed every day, even if the emergency doesn't arise, but you're more relaxed when it happens. You're not going to panic and run outside and do yourself more harm than good. So you can't hardly lose by being prepared. I don't know how you can lose, really.
I know part of the problem is the people they gotta get out, and you just cause more problems by getting out and not allowing things to fix. I know you've been so patient. Go for it.
I'm good at patient. You should ask my wife. No, that's okay. So I keep reading about recently Kitsap County made it to where rain and water isn't owned by the city, state government, and you can collect it like in rain barrels and stuff like that. That's correct, yes?
As far as I know, at a private residence, you can collect it. I'm not the expert in that. The thing I warn you about is what's coming off. You want a filter, because what's coming off your roof may have little granules and things on it, so you want to be careful
like
about
at first
that.
flush?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, since this thing happened and there's no like sources of rain barrel, like 55-gallon barrels around here, because we don't really have the industrial kind of complex that Seattle and stuff does. Has the city or county or whatever ever thought of, hey, let's get people into storing and keeping their own water, since, as you said, it's one of the most important things that you need?
I got mine from the Boy Scouts. They were selling water barrels many years ago.
Sell them at the lumber store, Parker Lumber off of Box.
Oh, I'm okay. I have 3,000 gallons
I know,
worth
but I'm
of
just
water
for
in storage.
everybody
But
else.
Yeah, that's good.
It is a good comment.
The city of Shelton got a grant somehow, and they were giving them away a year ago.
Interesting.
that's something like what I
Okay.
was thinking about.
So I'll look into that. I'll look into that. Department of Ecology a few years ago had a regulation where they said all water belongs to the state,
Right.
even the water that lands on your roof. And there was so many people that said, time out, we don't agree with that, that they kind of backed up a little bit. And I'll have to get the exact thing that happened, but I understand that you can have a rain barrel. We need to find out where you can get such things, that are food grade, water grade, and I'll try to do that. And I'll try to bring it up. I want to do a shameless commercial for my next town hall meeting. There's some information sheets up there, are out there on the by the cookies. And to get a cookie, you have to take one. In fact, to get a cookie, you have to take several of them with you. And October 11th is the next town hall meeting. And maybe I'll be able to announce something about where you can find those barrels. And once again, I will make a shameless announcement about emergency preparedness at that town hall meeting, and maybe hook people up with our expert here. So I'm not giving up on this. We really need to be prepared.
That's good.
And our city does. So
One of the things that I saw recently on a YouTube video, it was somewhere in California, that the city has a edible park. It's a park that, you know, has the slides and swings and all that kind of stuff, but instead of a pine tree, they put an apple tree. They have strawberries growing in little, you know, raised garden beds, or they have just all kinds of fruits and vegetables and stuff, and it's no fertilizer or no pesticides or anything like that. So it's open to the public. Just go down, and they have lettuce and carrots, and you can make your own lunch just from the same stuff that we spend money on our parks to put other plants and bushes and stuff. Have we ever thought about changing some of the types of foliage or garden stuff that we put in our parks into actual stuff that could help feed the community when times are bad?
I've never heard of it. That's interesting. So probably if we Google edible parks, we.
I don't know. It's somewhere in California, but I saw it on growingyourgreens.com, or on his website, on his YouTube page, and I thought it was one of the most amazing things. And I've always thought, you know, I'm sitting here in this park, and there's this little purple tree here. Why isn't that a fruit tree? You know, why not have, instead of these shrubs, have some strawberries, and that'll promote.
You know, that's another excellent conversation for the town hall meeting also. City owns a piece of property up here on Tremont that has like 4 or 5 apple trees. And in fact, I didn't realize this, but at the last town hall meeting, somebody said people were up there picking apples on city property. And I thought, well, that's good in a way, because otherwise the birds and the worms are going to get the apples and it won't do anybody any good. However, then I started thinking about it, and now I have a problem with people going on city property, maybe falling out of the tree. You know, you have to think of all those things. But it's a little bit like edible parks. You know, the idea sounds intriguing. You know, I don't know what the pitfalls might be, but as far as those trees and the apples there, I'm going to get a hold of maybe South Kitsap Helpline, and maybe a few volunteers to get those apples off of there and make applesauce or make an apple pie or whatever they want to do. But,
like a cider day
or something.
Press.
But that, you know, in the edible parks are worth a look too, or some combination there. So come to the next town hall. And like I said, there's a pamphlet in there out there that reminds you. Take several, because you don't have to live in the city to come to the town hall meeting. People have really, really good ideas that don't live in the city, you know.
Chickens. I haven't found any rules or regulations or laws for Port Orchard or Kitsap County about raising your own chickens.
I don't know.
Okay.
I only heard
I think
all the
chickens are authorized in the city, but other
Like
animals,
cows and goats.
cows are not.
Right, but they wouldn't put chickens on.
Is there a limit, like only 1 rooster and 2 chickens, or?
I'll try to answer that question in the next town hall meeting. I'll find out.
That's interesting. I don't know.
I don't know for sure either. My private life always tells me to just do it and ask for forgiveness. But yeah, I forget I said that.
Just one. How do you get around the people who are actually prepared? How do you get around them wanting to put their X on your map? Because preppers don't. They don't want people to know that they're there, and they don't want you to know that they know stuff, and they have the beans and the bullets and the beverage and the.
You're going to encounter all different types of neighbors. And to make it successful, you'll just have to address that with your core group and just go, well, we know John over here has all that stuff. He does not want to participate, but you know, he may participate after the disaster, and if he doesn't, so be it. It just, you'll have people who think you're crazy for doing this. There'll be people who don't want to meet you. So you're going to run into all different kinds of neighborhoods. But once you get started, you know, John may warm up to you. It's just, people are just a little, they'll be standoffish in the beginning, but eventually if they see something going on, say you have a potluck, they might walk over, and all of a sudden, you know, the prepper is he'll tell you a little bit, but not everything. Just, hey, well, I can tell you a little bit. So it's just getting to know them. Just getting to know them. Everybody's different.
Thank you so much for being
Thanks.
here. I appreciate
Thanks.
it.
You're welcome.
If there's any more questions, I'll stick around until you don't want to talk anymore.
Yep, me
but
too. If you
There's
have,
cookies out there, and I'll have to take them home if you don't eat it. So thank you all for being here. It's you know.